on. Here we are, talking shit with Sid. Another episode, another day with our good friend. Long time. I haven't seen him in a while. Casey King.
It's been like at least 15, 16, 17 years.
Maybe a little more. Grab that mic and pull it up a little bit closer to you.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
We like that nice, warm voice.
We do.
Oh, man. Yeah, a lot of people don't know. We grew up in a small town, Jackson, Georgia. It's like bumfuck Egypt for most folks.
When people tell me they moved there, I literally ask them, did you just throw a dart at a map and pick somewhere? Like, what the fuck made you choose? We can curse here, right?
Yeah. No.
Okay, thank God. Yeah, but I'm like, what made you choose this town?
Anytime somebody would come into the shop, Dad's place, and they'd be like, oh, we're new to town. We just moved here. And I'm like, why?
How?
Why? What?
Who told you of this place?
Did you just throw a fucking dart at the wall?
Yep. That's literally what it was.
So, yeah, man, growing up there is just crazy as hell. And we do our own things and all that stuff. And then to come fruition. And then I look up one day and see you on the fucking TV. How does that happen? How did they find you or whatever? Did you get in touch with that? Well, actually, let's start at the beginning. Let's give it a little contrast for the folks that don't know what's going on. Okay. Give a little short, condensed version of your journey a little bit.
I mean, I've always been big. I was born 12 pounds, 11 ounces. Big baby. Very large.
Watermelon baby.
I was huge. Enormous. And then, I guess, through my, youth as, a little kid, activities outside just kind of kept my metabolism good. I did eat a lot. Specifically, I remember in the summer when my mom was at work and my dad was at work, I would fry entire bags of French fries.
Just the whole
bag. And I would cover them in salt and ketchup and just eat it twice. Or I would boil. I mean, these are things that I remember doing so much that I vividly remember them. I would cook an entire box of macaroni and a whole 8-pack of hot dogs, cut up the hot dogs, put it in there, eat the whole thing. It was like a lunch and then a dinner before we had dinner. And I ate a lot.
So you'd think, how old when you're doing that?
13, 12. Oh, okay. Maybe 14.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that I was an 8-year-old, playing with grease, but, I don't really know how old I was.
Well, you probably were. If it's in Jackson, I was an 8-year-old playing with grease.
Yeah, it was crazy. But, so I've always been big. In high school... Middle school, I got a little thicker. High school, I got a little bigger as well. But still, basically, I've always I had the dad bod in high school.
Yeah, that's what
I hit my dad bod range time in high school, which is the worst time because everyone's shallow. Everyone kind of just wants you to be super thin.
Dad bod was not in.
It was not. God, it was not. And I didn't have an athletic prowess. I didn't have a mentality of wanting to hurt people, and I think I even played baseball with you or football. We played football together. Actually, I think
it would have been 5 seconds because I played recreation.
Okay, it was rec one season, and I hated it because I didn't have the mentality of wanting to tackle. I didn't like running.
Yeah,
I didn't have any kind of want to hurt anyone or take them down or anything. I want accolade, I want attention, but I didn't want it that way. So, anyways, I played a couple sports, baseball. For rec, and that I guess also kept my weight down. But then in high school, I didn't do shit. I did nothing. They wanted me to play football. I just didn't do it. I didn't like weight training. I didn't like the idea of running in the sun with pads on. So I gained more weight in high school. Then I got jobs in restaurants, Quiznos, a bowling alley, a couple other places that just had food. So I ate a lot, gained more weight, and just my activity decreased. Plus, right after high school, you start drinking. Mm-hmm. It's just what happens. I don't even like beer, but I know I drank a lot of beer. I would go to parties and just get smashed. So did that. Everything just kind of kept compacting and making it worse. So I gained more weight, got a job at a restaurant. I was probably around close to 500 pounds when I worked at this restaurant called Steers in McDonough.
What type of restaurant was that?
It was a steak restaurant.
Oh, so you're just eating steak and bread and baked potatoes in the back and shit?
I was eating a lot of steak, yes, but also they had this really good grilled chicken sandwich. But on that, I would put mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, honey mustard, chicken, bacon. I made it amazing, and I would eat fries with it. And being big, I wasn't a quick server, but I depended on my personality and my ability to talk to people to still make them happy.
Because you weren't rushing to them.
Oh God, no. I mean, in my head, I was rushing to them, but in like normal people, like everyone was the Flash and I was the normal citizen. Like they were all fast and I was the normal person that could walk really slow. But I was funny and I'm a people person, so I still did okay. But I lost that job, whatever, for some really dumb shit. Basically, I didn't chase a car that walked out on their tab, and they were like, "Chase them," and I was like, "No," and they were like, "Well, you got to go," and I was like, "Okay." So I lost that job, and then I was actually, so the big catalyst to gaining a lot of weight was, I mean, 500 pounds is already a lot to weigh, but but again, throughout my life, my body has always maintained because it's gradually gotten bigger. So my legs were able to carry me. I was able to walk. I was able to drive. I was able to be normal. Things weren't comfortable, but whatever. And then I was sleeping at my mom's house in McDonough. I rolled off the bed because I didn't sleep well, and I still have the scar on my ankle. Like, it's pretty ridiculous. But the metal bed frame went through my ankle. Oh, pierced the skin, kind of like messed up the whole ankle. Had to have it wrapped up for a long time. I was living with my dad already at the time, and we ate so bad. Like, it's not his fault. I put the food in my mouth. I was the one that was literally making the orders, and I was telling them what I wanted.
Down here in the South, us old time, the old timers and just us, we love a good fish fry. We love tater tots. Give me some
pizza,
fried chicken.
like, oh my God,
yeah, man,
big chicken sandwiches all the time. Sushi. I mean, I was
Big Chick. Let's shout out. What's up? Best chicken in the nation.
It's so
What's
good.
up?
It's amazing.
If you don't know, you don't know.
So like my dad wasn't like a sushi eater or a Japanese eater, but I got him into that stuff, and like yum sauce, you just poured on there by the gallon. So we just ate really bad.
Yeah.
I made it worse and worse and worse. I wasn't mobile because of my messed up foot. So I just got really, really big. The highest weight I got to was about like 7.5 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, 845 pounds.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was, no joke. Yeah, no, for real.
So
845 pounds.
So when you get to that point, and then how does that, did the television show and the people, did somebody in your family reach out to them and say,
No.
So how did you end up there?
So I'll give you like the pre thing before they got, so I was 841 pounds, went in the hospital for 3.5 weeks. I was solely there for being overweight. There was nothing else wrong with me. I had sleep apnea, which is a complication of being that big. Right. I couldn't breathe. They wouldn't let me leave the hospital because my blood oxygen level wouldn't flatten. So I was in the hospital for 3.5 weeks, and I lost 50 pounds just sitting in the hospital, eating their diet.
The shit that they were giving you?
Yeah, and because I was on like a low sodium, low carb, low fat diet. And also they regiment, like you get used to sleeping there. Even though I had a terrible sleep schedule, within a couple of days and on that oxygen, I'm just in and out all day. Like because they're pumping it into you, and a lot of oxygen makes you sleepy. So I would fall asleep. I got used to waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning and going to sleep at 9 o'clock at night. And that's actually pretty healthy for you. Like you get a lot of sleep, you burn a lot of calories. And eating that food, I just got like a normal diet. So I lost a lot of weight, went home, started swimming, got down to like 540. So I lost 300 pounds just dieting and swimming a little bit for like a year. Then I plateaued really hard. I didn't know anything about losing weight. I thought it was just gonna be easy if I corrected stuff. Ballooned back up to 715. And then randomly one day, my friend Amanda, one of my really, really good friends, she would say best friend, I say really, really good friends. She messaged me on Facebook and said, I have a friend of a friend that has the opportunity to be on a show for TLC. Or actually, she didn't say TLC, but a TV show that involves a weight loss surgery. Would you be interested? And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I'm terrified. At that point in my life, I had stitches twice. That's it. No, I'd never had surgery. I'd never had anything done to my teeth, but cleanings, just 2 stitches twice. And, but I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't have insurance. I don't have money. And I hear they pay for these kind of things on the show. So yeah, I'm down. So I got in touch with her friend. And then that friend got me in touch with the other friend who's Amy that was on the show with me, because Amy is not actually my cousin, nor is Amanda on the show. Like the only one that's actually my cousin is Ed.
Well, that's the reality.
Yeah, exactly. It's family by the ton. And in the South also, like your cousin or your aunt and uncle could just be a family friend. So they use the term cousin loosely, but I had never met them before the show, except for Ed, because he's a part of my family. But yeah.
Right. Well, I'm still really, it was really good to see you, because me and you stayed friends through social and things like that. And we
Yeah.
pop up and see things you're saying, and I like things and whatever. But you're not seeing behind the curtain and not knowing what your lifestyle
I mean, yeah.
was turning into, and everybody. And you've always been a hilarious guy.
I try.
Yeah, which we're going to get into that more too. But whenever I seen that, I was just like, oh my God. And then to see that you're making the efforts and going through everything and staying diligent on it and doing from your journey from whenever you started the show, had the surgery, to where you're at now.
Yeah.
How much have you dropped?
Like from highest to now?
Yeah.
So 845, and now I'm like 315, so 530 pounds I've lost.
Jesus Christ, it's like a dirt bike.
Yeah, it's like that's literally more than I weigh. I mean, it's more than I weigh now, big time, but yeah, it's weird too. Like, it's really hard to fully describe what it's like to be in that kind of situation. Like, people ask, like, don't you care if you die? Don't you realize how bad your life is? And I'm like, these are the same things you would say to a heroin addict. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was doing heroin, or if I was doing cocaine, or if I was doing some drug that was killing me, do you think you could just simply say to me, hey man, that's really bad for you, right? You should just stop. Like, food was my addiction. It was one of the few things in life I loved and enjoyed. So I just ate, and I wanted to eat more and more and more and more and more and more. And I only wanted to eat food that was good. And it just so happens most of the time, the food that's the best is the worst for you. And it's usually cheap. I mean, I still love food. Like, my addiction is not like done. Like, I still to this day want to eat food that tastes really good, and I want to eat more than I should. But
I see sometimes you'll post things online still today that are like, oh my God, look at this. It's just be bacon covered, cheese oozing.
It's ridiculous.
Gloriousness. So is that your porn now?
Honestly, sort of. I mean, I still watch porn big time, but that, as well as, like, it's one of the, like, I used to never watch competitive eating or like these YouTube channels where like they eat a lot of food. And now it's something that like I'd watch all the time. Like, I watch, oh my God, Beard Meets Food. This dude on YouTube, he's in the UK. I watch this Eric Electric guy that eats a lot of food. And like, I don't think to myself, man, I wish I could do that. But I think in my head, like, I remember what that was like, and it was so much fun. Oh my God, I'm so glad he's doing it. And then I also get a little mad because these guys are like toned, like fit.
Yeah, how are you maintaining this?
Yeah. Well, because like they're smart and they've always been into working out, and they just realize I can do this one day a week and then murder myself in the gym, and then I can burn all those calories. Like, they're geniuses. Their metabolism is insane. Mine's always been shit, non-existent basically. So they have it like down to a science, whereas I was just an idiot eating food.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a safe way to do cocaine, I'm sure, but coke addicts don't do it.
Oh, Charlie Sheen will tell you there is.
Honestly, Tiger Blood, winning.
If you can smoke a little bit of crack rock and still go to work, do it.
Bro, honestly,
but if
he's
you
kind
can't.
of a hero. The guy just had his whole life together, and then he got exposed, and now he's disappeared. He's still really rich.
Oh, don't worry. He's in the shadows.
Doing something, I'm sure.
It's fucking cocaine.
Probably. Drinking Tiger Blood. Winning. Hashtag. But yeah, like, the show saved my life big time. I would probably be dead. I know I wouldn't be 315 pounds right now. I didn't drive. It's people hear the weight of 845. First off, they usually don't believe me. They don't understand how big I actually was. They don't know that like everything in my life became difficult. I mean, like, wiping my own ass was insane. Peeing normally was difficult.
When I seen you on the show at 700 and seeing how limiting that was, I can only imagine what.
Now, I will say on the show, so to be on the show, you basically have to give them a list of things you went through in your life that were shitty.
Oh, and then they add them all together. And
Yeah. Basically, you're recreating a lot of things. Like at one point, did I have to bathe in a tub on the back porch? Yes. But that was when I was 845 pounds, and I couldn't get in our shower at my dad's house because I already had to sit down.
I mean, it makes sense why you wouldn't
getting
be able
up
to,
was very difficult because it was a tile floor and it was painful on my knees and my body. So getting up was difficult. So we were like, hey, we'll just bathe. But then when I got to 7-Eleven, I was able to get up. But they were like, hey, you told us you had to bathe outside. Let's recreate this.
You hear that a lot with reality shows.
Yeah.
Different scenarios that are just embellished in that. But yeah, I guess it changes what you the image there. They're wanting to give everybody the full scope.
Oh yeah, I mean they want to make you look like a piece of shit.
Well, it makes the transformation that much more glorious.
Yeah. So, I mean, literally, they're like, we want to make America and the world hate you in the beginning. So in the end, after you've had surgery, whether you lose weight or not, at least it looks like you tried and maybe they'll like you. But what they don't understand is you can be made to look like such a piece of shit that no matter whether you succeed or not, people still hate you. Like there are people that have messaged me telling me to kill myself, telling me that if they knew me, they would put a bullet in my head because of how I talked to my dad once or twice. But like none of them understand how much you can grow to be annoyed by someone once you live with them day after day after day. You see them literally, I almost said 27 hours out of the 24-hour day, which is impossible. But like you literally wake up, see them, go to sleep, see them. They do everything for you. You begin to hate them.
Yeah, you resent the fact
Hugely.
that you resent the fact that you need them. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. And then there's a part of that where like now I have gained a huge amount of like independence. Like I drive, I work, I go out, I see my friends, I go eat dinner, I do what I want when I want, whenever I want. Like there's nothing to stop me unless my dad was like, give me the truck, which thank God he doesn't. But like I can do anything. And then when I put my trust in other people to do things and they fail, I immediately gain this huge amount of annoyance because I'm like, if it was up to me, it would have got done. And I depended on you.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to because of what I went through. And now I've put trust in you to do something and you failed me when I know I could have done it. But you told me you got it. It's really weird. And then you also have people that try to like still hold on to you. Like I'm taking off. I don't even want to be in Georgia anymore. Let's be honest. Like I don't want to live here. I want to be somewhere like Utah, Montana, Colorado, Washington.
All right.
Much better climate. I don't want to be in this hot sun. I don't want to be in this humidity. It's awful. I like the mountains. I want to be in the woods. The woods are everywhere here, but it's the humidity, shitty woods. But like I want to be gone.
All right.
But I have people that are like, you can't leave. What do you mean you're gonna go? Like I'm just a regular person. Let me like. Yeah. I hate to quote Mark Wahlberg. Actually, I love it. I'm a peacock. Let me fly.
I'm just a peacock.
Like, let me be free. Let me go experience the world. And they're just like, nah.
Sometimes you don't have to. You don't ask for permission for shit like that.
True. God, you're so right.
And if you're scared, that means that you're on the right. That's when you're really supposed to jump.
All I want is new experiences. I'm tired of. I know Georgia pretty well.
Well, getting this new lease on life, if you will, and being this new independence, like you said, it's like getting another chance. And I'm sure there was opportunities when you're as big as you were, and people are out doing things. And there's so much shit that you just couldn't do.
I didn't go to weddings. I didn't go to funerals. I didn't go to. There are friends that have kids I've never met. There's relatives that passed away. I didn't go to their funerals, like my uncle, my aunts. I mean, not my cousins really, but like I didn't see a lot of people in like their worst times. Like my uncle was suffering from cancer for a long time. He battled with it, and closer to the end of his life, my family took a trip to like Tybee Island. I didn't go because my weight just wasn't going to let it happen. It was going to be too complicated to have me go.
Right.
So I didn't go. And he passed away a couple months later. Now, I saw him a good bit, and I did see him occasionally, but like that's a trip they all took. They all spent it together, and it's going to be something they remember forever that I was not a part of. I mean, it's also like there's pictures of people doing things. I'm not in a lot of pictures. I didn't like to take pictures. Now I kind of take a good bit, but I just didn't want. I almost regret the decision to not having a lot of pictures because now, like as I want to post like changes in my life and show updates, I'm struggling to find things to where I'm like, this is where I was, this is where I'm now, where I'm not repeating the same picture. I kind of wish I had more taken pictures to show
document that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a show that shows me lose weight, but it doesn't show like the progression from 700 to 315.
Right. Now, I mean, I understand why you'd want that, but then I can understand why it was going on, why you wouldn't want it too. You know.
Yeah.
That totally makes sense. But backing up a little bit, like you said, do you feel like the show portrayed you as a piece of shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I seen the highlights and stuff. I didn't watch, so I don't have standard cable.
I was like anymore. A big baby bitch. Like I was a bitch.
That's how they edited. Oh yeah,
they made it. I mean, there are times where they made so facts in the show that are different. A couple quick things. In my real life, my mom did tell me I couldn't live at her house, but that's because I couldn't find a job. On the show, they have it to where I said my mom kicked me out for being overweight. Didn't say that.
Gotcha.
But they say they have it edited to where I blame my father for my weight. My direct quote, I remember it exactly, was, my dad didn't make me eat the food. He just bought the food. I ate the food. I chose the food. I'm the one that ate it. It was my fault. But they have it edited to where it basically says, my dad's the reason I gained so much weight.
My dad bought the food.
Yeah,
That's all.
Literally, like once they have you say stuff like the brown fox ran through the fern or whatever, they could basically make it look like I hate gay people. Like they can.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. And
they can edit it to any.
That's what I
way.
keep saying. I've known quite a few friends that have done things on reality show, and every single one of them has the same story, mirroring story of this. This is the truth of what I said,
Oh, yeah.
and here's how they chopped it up.
Like the best example is when I heard about the show and being on it, the very first thing that got me in was, hey, I get a surgery. So the whole time I know I'm getting the surgery. Were there times where they had discussions with me about getting it? I was a little scared. Yeah, I was like, man, I don't know. This is kind of scary. But on the show, they have me painted as this guy not getting the surgery, that he's like ignorant to the fact that he's overweight. When the whole time I got on the show for the surgery.
But you were just concerned. Don't talk about this shit.
Yeah, because I was like, hey, you're going to put me under. But isn't getting put under when you're massively overweight like a danger to your life? Couldn't you die from that alone? They were like, yeah. I was like, I mean, that's something to worry about, right?
Let's talk a little more about that.
Yeah, and they were like, no. So, I mean, and like the whole process is rushed. Normally it's a whole year process, and they did film for basically a year. But like normally the whole process to get the surgery is a year, multiple counseling sessions, multiple of this and that, and everything was rushed. Like they still take care of me a little bit. I still don't pay my bill. I don't have to pay my bill when I go see the nurse practitioner that did the surgery. I don't have to pay them, but I also think that's included in the initial bill that TLC and the hospital paid for the surgery. But I don't have to pay anything. I go see them for free. Now, I pay for my vitamins and all that stuff, and I have to pay for my blood work. That's like $300 every time I do it because I don't have insurance. But so they do take care of me. But there's like a huge lawsuit thing right now where like the people in my 600-pound life feel that they weren't taken care of and they weren't given the mental
foundation support.
Protection, support afterwards to deal with this huge weight loss change, like life change. And I mean, I can kind of understand that because I mean, I literally have to deal with new people messaging me every day on Instagram. It's really weird to get compliments from people across the country and the globe, but then like live in a place like Jackson and McDonough and be single still. It's really weird to like want so much to find a girlfriend, and you have all these people in Washington, Utah, Virginia, Chicago, California.
Oh, I wish I could come see you.
Oh my God, you're so cute and funny. I think you're adorable. I wish we could date. Oh, that's nice. But then I go to a bar in Jackson or McDonough, and there's nothing like that.
You're gonna love it when you say "fuck it" and hit the road.
I mean,
because you sound like right now the stuff I sounded like when I was leaving that town.
Nothing. All those compliments and words they give you, they're not tangible unless you hear them face to face. They're just words on a keyboard, and it just doesn't seem real until you hear it face to face.
That'll come. No way. When you get the hell out of those bumfuck towns, that'll come. Don't worry about that.
There is something about Jackson and McDonough that I do enjoy. Like I do. There's a wholesomeness to knowing everyone, and just meeting all these people. Like I enjoy them, but there's also this thing of like everyone knows everything. Nothing happens with privacy, and it's kind of like, damn, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to know everything. Like there's nothing I could do. I couldn't get a speeding ticket in Jackson without everybody knowing.
Ain't that the truth?
I mean, the show changed my life. I'm forever indebted to my friend Amanda, Amy for getting me on the show, TLC, Crazy Legs Production, all those people, Dr. Proctor, everyone that was involved. I mean, there's a lot of people from like the crew that I still talk to. I'm friends with on Facebook, and I forever appreciate them and love them for the thing they did for me. They have, the people recording, the people with the sound, they're not at all. I don't even blame the editors. I don't even blame TLC for making me look a particular way.
No, if there's anybody to blame, it's just the producers, final cut guy. If there's anybody who is in charge. But
again, they have a job to do. They got to sell.
Sensation sells.
I sold myself to get the surgery. So really, in a way, I have no way of bitching. I just wish I had known going in that it was going to be like that, so I could have protected myself a little more.
Well, yeah, it's good that you have that outlook on it and have enough sense to understand that that business is hard. People hate it. There's good reasons that people hate the entertainment industry, but whenever you take it for what it is, understand it. Like I had a friend do some a reality show, very similar basis. Well, they come into your home for quite some time and all, but he being already in the entertainment industry is why they were following him. He from the get-go said, "Oh no, let me go ahead and tell you the fake overarching parts that you're going to do.
Yeah,
I'm in charge of this. You're not going to make me look like a fool. Me and my family look like a fool." And but once again, he understood the sensation they were wanting and gave them what they wanted, so he was able to save from looking like a fool.
It's a difficult thing because like I've always been a fan of reality TV, and like I didn't even know TLC was that kind of station or like that kind of thing where they twist stuff or whatever. I mean, to any ignorant person, I probably would have had like the same thought process they did, because there's a lot of people that watch TLC shows and they're like, this is factual, it's a documentary, but it's not. It's reality TV. It's not the History Channel, it's not Discovery Channel, it's TLC.
They can't, with the amount of money that they had to just, for instance, when you break it down, at your house, I assume there was an audio person, a camera person, and probably a producer.
No. We're talking multiple camera people, multiple assistant producers, one producer
when they would be there to shoot. So,
there was
on the scale that there's thousands of dollars in payroll each day just going to those folks. They cannot afford for you to be boring.
Yeah. They
have to make sure they get
exactly
goals.
Like they're like, we're here to sell views, sir, and we're going to make you look a certain way. I mean, the very first day they met me, they were like, okay, get naked, sit in your room like you used to, and play video games. And I was like, we just met, guys. Like, is that cool? And they were like, we got to start somewhere. And I was like, okay, I guess that's the beginning. I guess you'll see me naked sitting in my room. And I mean, like, it was just. I mean, I will say also that's another reason we got really close, and I was able to just be around them. I mean, they saw me. I mean, I just didn't live the life that they wanted me to live to cooperate with them already, because like I slept really late, went to bed really late. So like, but they wanted me sometimes somewhere 8 o'clock in the morning. I was like, yo guys, I sleep till 11.
They're like, no, call time's 8. And you're like, no, I'm the star.
And then one of the funniest things was like, you can't go up to someone and then they're like, well, hey, I work at so-and-so. And then they're like, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I film for a reality television show. That's not a fucking job. That's not a real thing. Like, that's not a thing when you're on your first. Maybe if you've been in, the roll-offs, the people on Little People, Big World, those people can say they're on a reality show and that's their job. They also have a farm, but those people can say it's a job.
Right.
They're in multiple seasons and they're actually making money. I'm on the first season of my show that I don't even know if there will be a second one because it's only the second season. And this is my first time ever. It's not a fucking job. Basically, I was working like a temp agency kind of thing. Like, I didn't know where it was going to go. And it hasn't went anywhere. Like, I'm not on another show. I don't know of another chance to be on another show. I don't know of another update. So, like, you can't. But what I was really trying to get to is, so I can't say it's a job, but you bet these motherfuckers every time I bitched were like, Casey, it's a job. And I was like, wait a minute. You can't call this a job if I can't call it a job to people.
It's a gig, motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm like, this is not a job. Like, this is not a job. This is not a job at all. It's your job. Like, this is your job. What you're doing. This is not my job. This is something I signed up for, but this is not my job.
Stuff like that would be so fun to me, just with what little experience I have nowadays. If you wanted to fuck with somebody and play, because all that, if it comes down to a job in there, when that all, it's the producer's job to keep you happy and juggle your ass. So everybody else don't get. If anybody's got a job to do, it's him. It's them to figure out how to get you up.
Not me.
No, it ain't. Yeah, it ain't. Not on that type of gig.
I should have been a douchebag and been like, I'm the fucking talent. Go get me some Reese's Pieces, goddammit.
I've seen it numerous times. Not on reality, because I haven't done any. Well, I did a reality prank show one time, but that was a little different. People getting pranked sometimes get a little bit pissed off.
Yeah, it's probably like, what the fuck? But I mean, it was a great experience. They're like, it's one of those things where like you kind of wish you could go back and be more informed and change a couple things you said or did. But to be honest, and like, I mean, really, I don't give a fuck how I looked. Mostly I would go back and be like, yo, Casey, really get on this shit, lose more weight before the surgery. And in the beginning, when I was losing a lot of weight, if I had just tried a little harder and been more active, I would be under 300 pounds right now. Like I still lose weight, but if I could have lost more then to now, I would be even further in like this whole weight loss journey thing. And that's really the one thing I would correct. I wouldn't give a fuck about how I looked because I don't really care. There's a ton of people, as many as there may be. Let's say if 1,000 people, okay, over 1,000 people message me, but like, let's say 10,000 people message me, 100 have been douchebags. Like complained about me, told me to kill myself, told me I was a bitch. And the thing is I'm a people person. I'm a good talker. Right. I love people. So most of the time when they come at me, unless they're just trolling me, like kill yourself, fat fuck, die. Like there's no way I'm turning them because they're there to troll me.
Exactly.
But if there's really a person that emotionally was fucked up, like this one dude, he hit me up and he was like, if I knew you in real life, I would take you behind the barn and literally just beat the shit out of you until you were dead. And I was like, whoa, man, that's like really fucked. Like, what's your deal? Like, what did I do so bad? And he was like, I lost my dad 3 months ago, and seeing you talk to your dad like that and blaming him makes me just furious. And I was like, okay, like I get that. I'm sorry you lost your dad. That's horrible. I can't imagine what it would be like for me to lose my dad because I love him and we're really close. I depend on him hugely. I want you to understand it's a reality show. I'm not really this piece of shit, but I know my words aren't going to say anything. I would just ask that you watch the show in its entirety. Hopefully you understand that I'm trying to change not only my physical appearance, but my mental like aptitude. I'm trying to grow as a person and learn to appreciate things. I wrote in this long message and I was like, I completely understand where you're coming from. I don't really think I deserved your reaction to me, like your aggression. And so I messaged him back immediately. He messaged me back the next day. He was like, yo, I was hammered. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, he didn't say he was so sorry, but he was like, I apologize for coming at you like that. I was super drunk last night and I was in my feelings and I just saw the episode and I was just like furious. So I said all that. I'm sorry. You don't deserve like that kind of threat or aggression. So I apologize. And I was like, it's all good, man. Like, I know, listen, I was there to film the entire fucking thing. When I watched the first episode, I cried 4 times and I was there when they were filming it. I had to stop the episode twice, literally stop it and restart it because I couldn't stop crying watching it, seeing myself. Cause like, it's fully an out of body experience. Like I was in that world, being that big, living that life. And I never ever took a moment to step away and be like, whoa, like this is going to kill me. Like I could cry right now. And then like knowing that I had lost so much weight, getting so many people to still like say negative. Because one of the worst things also was when they put previews on Facebook or YouTube. Facebook was really the hardest part because on Facebook, my friends would also follow TLC because they sort of knew about the show. And then they would see the previews, they would comment, and fucking Facebook tells me, Philip mentioned you in a comment. Amanda, you know.
And then you go read.
And then I'm like, fuck, now I got to go see what these douchebags said about me because my friends are defending me, obviously. So then I'm like, okay, fuck y'all, blah, 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 blah. And I would type shit. And then the producers and the editing team on TLC and Crazy Legs, they were like, yo, for your own mental like safety,
stop reading that
you
shit.
need to stay the fuck away. And I was like, I can't. It's like
the hardest thing.
It's like someone's knocking at the door and you're telling me not to answer. I'm a curious motherfucker. I got to know. I got to open the door. I got to peek through the hole. I got to take a look. So I would see this shit. I would defend myself. And the worst part is like, you feel like you see yourself fucking dying. And there's all these people that are like judging you, saying all this shit. And then meanwhile, you're in the now and you know you've lost weight. You know you did pretty well. You know you're going to keep going. And all these people just see you where you were and they're like, this fucking guy's not going to lose weight. He's a fucking fat ass piece of shit. Look at him eat those chicken tenders. He didn't even give his dad any of that McDonald's. He's never going to lose weight. Little did they know, I already had lost weight. I had already had the surgery. All these things had happened, but I can't say shit about it because it's a fucking disclaimer or like, you know, a full disclosure thing or whatever. You can't talk about what you went through.
Yeah, the NDA on it.
And it was just fucking stupid. Like the whole time they paint me this way as this person that's not going to have the surgery, not going to lose weight. The doctor asked me to lose 50 pounds. And I'll admit, being that big, it wasn't that hard. I really didn't try that hard. I'll be honest. I lost 80 pounds though. So if I'm really not fucking trying, how did I lose 30 more pounds than I was supposed to? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I obviously was doing what I needed to do to get the surgery, but the way they paint me on the show, I'm a piece of shit that's having Who the fuck I'm yelling right now. Who the fuck has ever said, you want to come over to my house for a fucking burger party? I've never heard that phrase used in my entire life.
If you invite me, though.
Yeah, I mean, okay, right now, apparently
party.
now it's a thing. But like a burger party, so that whole thing on the show, again, was this thing that the producer was like, so we hear Casey invited his cousin Ed over to have burgers. Why don't you confront him about these burger parties? That's literally something someone come up off the top of their head. I would be like, hey, you want to come over to barbecue or we're cooking some burgers? I would never say a fucking burger party in my life. Even if I was having a party at McDonald's, we were only having burgers, I still wouldn't say, you want to come to my burger party? I've never heard that shit. I mean, cocaine party, sure. Burger party, no. Like, no one's ever said that. And people just believe that shit. It's so gullible. Like the show is not scripted, but it's suggested scripting, and it's set up. They have these things called beats. They have things they want you to say, want you to address. Say family a lot. We're basically all fucking Vin Diesel. Family, family, family. Say family, family. Beats. We're family. We got to do this as a family. Unity. And then they want to address like the surgery and things, just all that shit. There's things they want you to say. They know. They're fucking smart. That's why they have their job. They know how to pull at people's emotions and get you to be affected by the show. That's why the fuck they're hired. And that's why we're only on there as like the people that are going through it, because they know what to say, because they've done it before to make you react. I'm an emotional motherfucker. I'm getting mad right now talking about the show. Like, it gets me heated just for going back to it. And I was the perfect candidate, because if they said things happened, I wasn't able to control myself. Like, I wasn't, like, when there's this one scene that with the whole burger party thing where my cousins confront me, Amy and Amanda, who aren't really my cousins, they bring up that shit about the burger parties with Ed, and I tell them, and what really the whole argument was, I wasn't getting their text messages because my phone was messed up. It was a piece of shit. They tried to send me a picture text at one point, and it fucked my phone up. So I didn't get any of their texts in this group chat. So I pull out my phone, I show them all this shit. They edited all of that out and just made the argument about burger parties. The whole conversation was actually about me not trying to lose weight, me not answering their questions on like how I was doing in weight loss and stuff. But the thing is I pulled out my phone and I was like, yo, I'm not getting y'all's text messages. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. They edited all that out and made it look just like burger parties.
Made you look like you're on fucking Trailer Park Boys.
I mean, when they brought that shit up, I literally looked at Amy and I was like, I'm no longer talking to you until we're done here, because you fucking set me up to die in front of these cameras, because it was set up. It was literally, Ed went out of the room for his surgery. The producer, Rob, called Amy out of the room. And when she came back in, he looked at me, she looked at me and was like, so you're not trying to lose weight, are you? And I was like, this bitch is about to try and okey doke me in front of this camera. I'm about to get fucking set up. What's going on? Am I on Punk'd? Like, literally everything you could think of, like Ashton Kutcher's gonna, this is not real, right? They're not filming this right now. Like, but that's what they wanted. They wanted me to react, and they knew I was emotional. So as soon as she said it, I was like, bitch, I'm not talking to you anymore. And I mean, I love Amy, but I'm an emotional dude. And when shit goes off, I just want to shut the fuck down, or I want to blow up.
Right.
One of those two things.
Did they air that part when you told her, like, you just fuck up the right off?
I think in part of the argument, they do this thing where they're like, they do show a part where I literally talk to her and I'm like, I'm not talking to you anymore. Yeah. Like, I'm done. This is not going any further. I mean, and they also show like an awkwardness of like everyone, she says that to me, then I say whatever, then she says something to me, and then I say whatever, then Amanda says something, and then it kind of like just shows everyone's reactions. But hell, with the power of editing, they could have showed a reaction from a whole nother day when we were always in the same hospital room.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. Like, they just do all this stuff because they want, I mean, again, the ratings, drama sells. The thing that's really shitty, because we've all done so well and we did so well on the show, and because we weren't as much drama as they want, there probably won't be another season of Family by the Ton. They may, the only thing we've ever heard at all is maybe each of us might get an update, one episode thing. There will not be a season 3 of Family by the Ton that we know of, as far as I know.
They need more drama. They need more shit.
The reason the first Family got an update on it, I mean, our season was 11 episodes. We were only featured in 6. The reason the Anderson family got the last 5 is because I love them. They're great, but they were a train wreck, and no one gives a fuck about the victory. They want to see the train wreck. Like, here's the thing. You're driving on the interstate. You see a fucking train or a car accident. You're going to slow down. You're going to look. You don't give two fucks if that guy lives or dies, though.
Yeah.
You don't call the hospital to see if he's okay, but you want to see the accident. You don't give a fuck about the outcome, and that's really what it's like.
Yeah. So at this point, with all that being said, I mean, you're looking great. You're coming in, you're smiling, and you're taking pictures. You happy you did it, even with the complaints?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Listen, like I may get like feisty and and like, you know, a little angsty and like passionate and like start yelling about it and bitching. But that's just because emotions come back out. And I remember how it was watching it and stuff and being in the moment. But I would do the show a million times over. There is no point in that I can think of any reality where I don't do the show. I would do it if they called me tomorrow and said, hey, we want you in another show, but here's the catch. We got to make you look like an ultra douche. I'm like, sign me up. If you're going to help me pay for this skin removal, sign me the fuck up. Let's do it. I'll look like the biggest piece of shit. You can put a swastika on my left arm for all I give a fuck. I just want this skin gone. I want it paid for because I still don't have insurance. I've made a little money from Home Depot because that's where I work now. I have a job. Fuck yeah, I'm full time. Home Depot, love you. If you're probably not listening, don't listen to this, actually, because I've cursed a lot. But I would do the show again tomorrow. In fact, like I said, if I could go back, I wouldn't tell myself not to do it. I would be like, try harder.
Make it really count.
And make it fucking count. Bust ass on this show. Hell, cause more drama. Say some more dumb shit. Tell your family you fucking hate them.
It's your own show.
Yeah, like just fucking fuck shit up. Break something. You know, get in a car accident. Make it really tragic, but still lose weight and bust your ass to do it so you have even more. Because there are a lot of people that message me and they say shit like you're an inspiration. And I tell every one of them, I'm like, listen, I did this fucking show for me. Like, just for me.
Oh, and that's fine.
Like,
great,
you can take something from it. I'm cool. That makes it feel better. But I don't want you to get this twisted as like, I did this to show America anything. I just did this to extend my life, live longer, and because I want to get everything that I can out of life. I want a wife. I want some kids. I want to fucking travel. I want a job. I want money. Those are the things. And happiness, obviously. I want those things. That's all the fuck I care about. I didn't want to die because it scares the shit out of me. So I wanted to extend my life. If you can take something from this experience and the whole thing that went down, hey, I'm happy for you. But you start using words like inspiration, and I'm like, man, inspirations, they do it for people. You know, the inspirations are like firemen that risk their fucking life to save a kid. You know, Lance Armstrong before we found out he took steroids.
No, not necessarily, man, because I mean, I can't relate with the weight loss journey, but watching you do that and understanding what it has to take to that, I've found some inspiration from it.
I do get it. I just want them to understand that, like, I did it for greedy reasons. I don't know. It's weird because I can't understand it. Like, hey, there's people that have hit me up and they're like, hey, man, I've lost 30 pounds. And I mean, that's not a ton. But when they tell me the weight they weigh, that's a good bit of weight. Because, like, if you're only 230 and you lose 30 pounds, that's a hard fucking 30 pounds to lose. It's a lot easier to lose 50 pounds than you weigh 700. Yeah. It's easy. It's really easy. Just stop eating and move the fuck around. You'll drop it like sweat. It's not a big deal. And you know, and I really do downplay the whole thing because, like, the surgery just stops you from eating hardcore food, like a lot of food.
That's what I was going to ask. What does the surgery do? Just make your stomach smaller so you're fuller and in pain sooner?
Imagine this is a very gross exaggeration and it's not at all accurate, but it gives you an idea. Imagine my stomach the size of a football, a regulation size football, and then imagine it being cut down to the size of a racquetball or a tennis ball.
Okay.
So it goes from massive to very small. I can, you know, at one point in my life, I could have ate 20 chicken tenders, a whole plate of tater tots, ranch and ketchup the whole way, a large sweet tea, no problem. Now, I could not even eat like 7 chicken wings and drink a full bottle of water before I'm full. Like, that's pushing it. Yeah. I can eat half a wrap from Publix and I'm full. Like, and I mean full. Like, so, nothing's going in.
And satisfied full? You don't, You don't feel like you're getting ripped off?
Okay, that's the thing, though. The satisfying feeling is in your head, and that's the one thing the surgery doesn't do shit for. Like, it fixes your stomach. But right after the surgery, you still think you can go to fucking Burger King, get a Whopper Jr., and just murder it. But you get 6 bites in, that 7th bite is going to make you throw up. It fucks you up. You can't, like, you know, a lot of people talk about their taste buds change. Mine never tasted. The only thing now that I can't handle is a specific texture. I used to love fucking baked macaroni and cheese. I still think it's really good. But when it's fresh out of the oven and hot and creamy, that gooey texture makes me want to throw up. I can't do it.
Just a new thing.
It never bothered me before. I would love that shit. But like if it's super hot and gooey and steamy and like, I want to say moist, but people don't like that word. But like if it's gooey and cheesy and hot, as soon as it hits the back of my tongue, instant gag reflex. Like and I think it tastes. I'll eat that shit cold or like lukewarm all day because it's not as like gooey. But as soon as it hits the back of my tongue, I want to throw up. Other than that,
that's weird, man.
Other than that, my taste buds really aren't different. I mean, I like pineapple now. I don't really know if I didn't like pineapple before, but I didn't consider myself a fruit lover. But pineapple's pretty fucking good. And like, when you first have the surgery, because you can only have liquid for a while, you can't really have like actual food for like several weeks, maybe even like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. Everything you crave like flavor. Cause like at first I'm just drinking like Campbell's chicken noodle soup with like a little bit of hot sauce and salt and pepper. Like it's all in, and you're straining it, everything out of it, just the juice, broth. And then like when you first start, if you like eat something sweet, like you go to these protein shakes, they're so fucking sweet because you don't have flavor a lot.
Right.
And you maybe get a little bit of salty. You don't have a lot of sweet. And then you drink one of those and it's like pure sugar. And it's just weird. Like chocolate milk would almost be disgusting back then. Now I've had it a couple of times since, but I mean, that's really the only thing. But like you can't eat, so you're going to lose weight, period. I fully tell people it really wasn't that hard to lose weight. I don't even know how to explain it. As I got smaller, one day I live in High Falls and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go walking. And I went walking. I maybe did like 2 miles, which isn't a lot, but like it was a lot for me because I didn't like walking anyways. And it was in the middle of the summer. It was hot. And then the next day I was like, holy shit, there's a fucking trail over here. I'm going to go do this trail by myself. The trail was 3.5 miles long. I did it. I was dying. I mean, I was like dying. And I like made a YouTube video when I was doing it. And then I did it again. And I did it again. And the next thing you know, I was going on hikes for like 7 miles. Then I was going on hikes for 5 miles in the sun, in the heat, sweating my ass off. I was going with friends. I was going alone. I was going with my other cousin that isn't filming the show at all. Hey, Ashley, what's up? But I don't know if she probably not listening to this because who the fuck? She don't listen to anything I do. She hates me, but I love her and she loves me. But like I would go with family and friends and it just got easier and easier. Last like October of last year, I did 3 5Ks in 1 month.
That's what I've seen you posting pictures of all these things.
Yeah.
And
it's fucking wild because I literally hate running. I hate the sun. I hate the humidity and I hate being outside. But for some reason, if it's with people I know and like, or if it's somewhere that like, I mean, I do like nature. I think looking at trees and shit is pretty dope. I like rivers and creeks and shit. I like the outdoors. I just don't like the sun. I don't like the heat. I don't like the humidity. Everything else I love.
It's if you can get into with people that you like hanging
All
out with
day.
and do it. I hate the sun. I'm a pothead that just stays stoned as shit all the time. But then you let's go set up a festival. Let's do something fun.
All day.
I'll work 20 hours long in the sun with my best friends and doing back-breaking work.
Like
but if it's fun and you're with people you like,
Exactly.
you just whistle while you work and get
I don't
on
even
with
give
it.
a fuck about nature, but I've told my friends repeatedly, I want to go to the Atlanta Botanical Garden. I just want to go up there and fucking walk around.
Yeah.
Just because I know I can get my steps in and I can look at stuff that's pretty dope. They want to go to the Christmas thing, which is fine. I just want to go there and walk. I want to go to the Georgia Aquarium. I do think animals are dope and I'm pretty cool. I like the ocean and I like swimming. But I just want to go places that involve walking, make me move, and I can be active as fuck but still be entertained. Like there's all these trails that are scary as shit that go like miles and miles up canyons and cliffs and go to these like, so you know, you see them on Facebook like this is a Georgia blue pond, and if you all walk 17 miles to it up a canyon, you can get to it. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, let's go there. I'll probably die on the way there, but like let's try. And like I want to do those things, and I'm just trying to do them. They're out.
There's a fun one me and my girlfriend did a year or two back. That's not too far from here. It's on the other side of Little 5 Points and stuff on Moreland. It's like a baby doll
I remember.
Trail. It's you go.
Oh, is that the one where it's like outside and there's all those like? It's basically like people just dump trash.
Well, yeah,
but like it's set up.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
It's from reading some of the signs. There was a train depot there years and years ago, 80 years ago, and an orphanage maybe something. So there's tons of baby doll parts, old baby doll parts.
I've
and
heard
people
about it.
and people scavenge through the woods and put together these really creepy baby doll art.
I mean, I'd be fucking terrified, but I'm down to go see it.
It's well, it's like I said, it's not too far. You go, it's on there's the populated trail part, and then it's an offshoot that just got out of hand, and they said, "Oh, we'll let it stay because it's pretty unique."
Like I've missed so many things. Like I mentioned, like missing like weddings, births, funerals, and all that shit. But like my sexual experience in life is very lacking. I'm basically a virgin, and I'm 35. I've maybe had 2 girlfriends in my life, which is really unfortunate for me. I'm really lacking in that like department of like life. I did some traveling. I've been to a couple states, so that's cool. But like, there's little stupid things in my life that I'm way behind on, and I hate that. And I would just want to get those experiences out of the way.
Well, after the show, and with like you said, you're doing the YouTube posts and things like that, and then you have your social like everybody else. Have those things taken off? Have you continued doing the YouTube stuff, nurturing the YouTube channel?
Bro, I have like 11,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I don't even know how the fuck that happened. I have 10,400 followers on Instagram. I know how that happened because I began to post more and more, use hashtags. I mean, if anything, I wish I could. I mean, I should hit up Amy, the other girl that was on the show, because she has like 13.5, and she's growing at a pretty good rate on Instagram, whereas I have her dominated on YouTube, and I don't even know how but see, like I put the work in on YouTube. Like it all started on YouTube by there being the clips of the show, and then I was responding to people, and they've been like, "You're not this fucking guy," and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
I'm literally the same guy in the photo.
I'm typing to you right now, and this is not a photo anyone would have. This is a photo you took off his Facebook, and I'm like, okay, motherfucker. Literally, my first video on YouTube is like, I am him, he is I am the one.
And you're like
it's,
hold on, let me pull up. Clusterfuck 37. Fuck you. What do you think
no
now?
joke,
Is
like,
it me or not?
literally.
Shandy is a bitch. Yeah, that's right, Shandy.
I was going in there. That's the first video, was me just proving who I was. And then I would go to more replies, and I'd be like, this is me. If you don't believe it's me, click on my name, watch the first fucking YouTube video. Then that one like blew up. People were like, you got to keep doing this. So then I was like, hey, I went to my doctor's appointment today. Hey, this is what's going on in my life. Hey, this is what my weight is. So I've made like maybe 11 videos. Some of them really pop off. And then I got mentioned in a fucking H3 video on YouTube. I don't know if you know who they are. Okay, so they're this huge podcast group on YouTube, and they have a tremendous following. Well, they mentioned me because they were talking about TLC shows. They mentioned me being ridiculously overweight, and they were not shitting on me, but kind of shitting on me. But I mean, like, it's a reaction thing. You see a really big guy that's as big as me and see the things that I say on the show. It's a natural thing to be like, whoa, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, this guy's obviously going to die. So I got lucky, though. Someone that followed me on Instagram took a post that I had made of like a comparison picture, put it on their Reddit. I'm sure you know what Reddit is because you're more in touch with anything than I am. I don't fuck with Reddit hardly at all except to look at porn. And that's just reality. But she put it on there, that on their Reddit, that she was like, hey, y'all mentioned him in your video. This was him then. This is him now. And then that shit blew up. Then they mentioned me in another video where they corrected themselves and were like, hey, we mentioned this dude in the last video. He's actually lost a shit ton of weight. Props to him, blah, blah, blah. So then I made a video on YouTube saying, H3 mentioned me twice. What's up? So like literally that was a video. That one popped off. And like people have just like, and because I was replying to a lot of things and all the in the comments, people just flocked to it.
No, that's you playing the game right. I think that's going to be the key to you experiencing more stuff, man, is keep on doing that. These newfound fans and people that are supporting you, keep nurturing, keep telling them what you're doing. You're ahead of the game on that. And it can lead to a lot of these experiences that you want to do.
I mean, in a perfect world, my YouTube blows up somehow. My Instagram blows up bigger even more, and I get like sponsors. I can get, I mean, right now I could get monetized on YouTube. I just don't know the route to go.
We'll talk more after the.
There's a lot of people that have tried to tell me, but I've looked in. I mean, I don't know where the fuck to go, so I don't know. But I mean, I have the following to do it. My videos meet all the requirements. I do have a small issue with cursing, but I've tried to cut that out almost completely on my YouTube videos. But I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, both of those things blow up. I get some kind of sponsor to where I'm making money on both of those things. Not anything crazy, just a little bit of money to just give me more disposable income. And then like, you know, in the perfect world, your followers on Instagram subscribe to your YouTube, and your subscribers on YouTube follow your Instagram.
People get stingy with that like and that subscribe.
You're not wrong.
Man.
It don't make no sense. It's so funny to me though. I'll have the one thing that's very weird about Instagram, I'll make a post and 8,000 people will see it. 1,000 people like it.
Yeah.
I've never understood that. I was like, don't you follow me to support me? What the fuck?
Just fucking tap your thumb. That's all you got to do, bro.
Hit the heart, you piece of shit. But they don't.
Yeah, I don't get it. But it's not even just the monetary value you can get from that stuff. There's collaboration value that turn into experiences.
Like, I mean, what we're doing right now. There was a psychiatrist that mentioned me on a video where he literally talked over the entire clip from the show, and he was saying a lot of shit that was right on, like spot on with my mental stuff and my insecurities and just life in general, my thoughts and stuff. And I messaged him on Instagram, and I was like, hey man, I'm the guy from the episode. If you ever want to talk about anything, he was like, I'd love to. So a month ago, I talked to him on the phone, and we're trying to set something up. But this was like peak Corona quarantine, and he was in literally like Bangladesh or whatever. Like he's living there, taking care of his mom.
Right.
So he was like, right now is a kind of a bad time. I'll try and get back to you. I haven't talked to him again, but I mean, there are endless possibilities from everything. Like there are a ton of people that did commentary over my videos. I was mentioning like a PewDiePie thing that I've never seen, but someone told me about it. Other not bigger YouTubers, because PewDiePie is pretty big, but like other smaller people that have still a large following have mentioned me. But I mean, to this day, I get people that will comment on one of my YouTube videos saying, I saw you in the H3H thing, and that was literally like 3 months ago. But
it's good. I just think that people enjoy you talking shit anything, because going back to, like I said, as a kid, I remember you being hysterical.
Yeah.
I was some people would call it a problem child.
Same.
Yes, we were we would spend a lot of time in ISS.
Yes,
a lot of suspension. And mostly for our mouths. And
I was a fucking terrible kid. I did a lot of dumb shit.
You weren't though, and neither was I. We liked to make everyone fucking laugh.
True.
The teachers couldn't. It wasn't a matter of disrespect. I don't ever think it was just that. I mean, I can't be the only person that's always said like, Casey, you're fucking funny. Have you ever thought about pursuing anything in comedy?
I did a stand-up thing. So I used to go play poker. I mean, I still go play poker, but for a while, when I was like I was working. This was 10, 12 years ago. I played with this league, GPN, literally every day. We played every bar they played at in Henry County all the time. They were playing at this bar called DC Martinique's in Eagles Landing, and they were talking about, they would have little local rappers, little things come through. They were like, fuck it, we're going to do this stand-up thing. And I was like, oh shit. And then all these people were like, Casey, you're so funny, you should try and get involved. And I was like, okay, maybe. So when they came in and they were talking to the owner, because I was friends with the owner, because I knew all the bartenders, and we were there so much, we would be there literally as it was, anybody that's friends with the bartenders enough usually knows the owners. So we were friends with the owners, and she was like, yo, I don't care. They have 5 minutes to throw away. You can get on stage. And I was like, okay, cool. So I was like the first act. And they were like, you can do this. And I was like, all right, cool.
Just jumped up there with nothing?
No. They had told me, this was like them talking about coming up there, and they were reviewing the place, and she was like showing the people that were going to be there. And they were like, yeah, so it'll be on this day. Be ready. So I went home, and I didn't write like a full set down, but I wrote on a piece of paper all these things I knew I could touch on, just like my weight, being really big, wearing big clothes, what if I was involved in a skydiving thing, thoughts of if I ever get in a car accident, talking about eating food. Like all I did was make basically some form of fat jokes and then like experiences in my life. The problem really was I was funny. People laughed. I know how to be funny. It's not hard. And I have a way of talking usually that draws people in, and they find it endearing, and then they'll laugh because I'll say something really stupid. And I don't try to speak with a filter. I try to speak really raw. But the only problem was, like I just did, I said a lot. Like there was so many I don't know where I am. And I would go back to the paper because it was my first time ever. I mean, I know I got some laughs, because that's just not hard. I'm actually much better at just being naturally funny and raw.
So with that being said, it wasn't something you really enjoyed being on stage.
I mean, did I like? Oh, well, here's the thing. I love attention. I fucking love. I love it. I love attention. I love being the center of the room. I love people looking at me and drawing and just feeding off the energy that I have. I fucking love it. So I enjoyed it. The problem is there's a weird thing about me to where I don't like embarrassing myself on a setup thing. Like I don't mind making a complete ass of myself. There's two things I don't do. I don't sing in public and I don't dance in public. I don't know why both of those things terrify the fuck out of me. I don't know. Like I mean, I'm not a terrible singer. I love singing in my car alone. Sometimes I can actually somewhat harmonize with the people, or at least I think I can because I mostly probably hear them than I do myself. But like, I think I can sing okay. For some reason, karaoke scares the fuck out of me. And dancing with a pretty girl or even an ugly girl, it doesn't really fucking matter, just freaks me the fuck out. I don't want to be grinded on. I just feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Strip clubs I like. Strip clubs are great. Just to be clear, strip clubs, big fan. Great places, establishments, power of God. But I just don't know what it is about it. It freaks me the fuck out. Like, I love this. I love talking. And I like just going back and forth with people. And there could be a million people watching. That wouldn't make me uncomfortable. But as soon as it's like, set this up and do this, I'm just like, damn, I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know.
Even being a performer with 10 plus years of being on stage, singing, being the front man in a band, I don't know. I don't like that. My girlfriend does it all the time, just trying to put me on the spot and just introducing me to somebody she works with. Oh, this is so, and I'm like, yo, you bitch.
Oh my God.
Oh, you bitch.
I have a friend named Greg. He lives in North Carolina, and this motherfucker used to I don't know if you've ever seen How I Met Your Mother, but this is my friend, whatever the fuck the lead guy's name was, I can't think of it. Greg would literally do that. Just walk up to people. Hey, do you know my friend Casey? This is Casey. And I would just be like, I don't fucking know these people.
No, you don't even know this.
I was like, you just met these people. Why do I have to meet them? You're drunk. Just have fun.
Yeah.
Like, you're good. Talk to them. I don't want to fucking meet them because I would be talking to someone else. And he'd be like, nah, you got to meet this guy. You got to meet this guy. He works for the gas station up the road. Who the fuck cares? It's a gas station.
Now I'm third person don't give a fuck because you didn't give a fuck. Like, he don't give a fuck, and now I don't give a fuck.
It's just but like, he would do it so often, and I'm not gonna fault him. I like to talk to people. I actually really do like meeting new people, but there is something. I don't enjoy drunk people anymore because my drunk friends throughout my life have just drained all the patience out of me. So that's the one thing I really, even though if I'm drunk, I want people to be patient with me. I just can't tolerate stupidity when people are hammered because of how dumb my friends have been when they were drunk and how they've just ruined my patience. So like, when I was at all those locations and everyone was hammered, I was just like, get me the fuck out of here. I'm not drunk and everyone here is drunk. I hate everyone here. Wait, she took her titty out. All right, we're partying. Yeah,
we're back on track.
We're good. Everything's fine. Let's stay here for another hour.
That's one good thing about growing up in the rock and roll world and being in bands and doing the things that me and Curtis did hitting the road. We missed out on I see so many videos of people hanging out when their friends are drunk and being a nightmare and falling down and crying and getting crazy. I have been known to drink a little bit too much whiskey and liquor and cry a few times. So I can't.
Yeah. Crying is so much fun.
But goddamn, if our group of guys can't just drink like a bunch of sailors and keep it together, we don't have nights where it's just.
If I get drunk, it's almost guaranteed that I'm going to cry or spiral into some kind of depression. So I try not to do it so much because I'm like, man, fuck, I've been through a lot. All right, let's break down our life so far. And then I'm like, damn, this is depressing. Let's not do this. Let's back away. And then I just try to sober up. But I mean, I have great friends. I have a great circle of people around me. Tremendous like support. I couldn't ask for like really better parents that have taken care of me and always been there for me and done stuff. Like, I'm really grateful for what I have and what I have around me. I don't think I deserve it. I mean, I think I've been a pretty good person in life. I've done some awful shit though, that I most likely, the road that I've had to live, I kind of deserved because I've been a piece of shit several times. And I mean that literally. Like, I've done some shitty stuff. But I try to make up for it. I'm a much better person now than I ever was. The shit I've gone through has given me a completely different perspective than a lot of people. I'm very accepting. I'm very non-judgmental. I don't really give a fuck what your political beliefs are. All that shit does is separate people. I don't give a fuck about your religion. I'm not even about like US #1, Trump, woo, all that shit. I give a fuck about people everywhere. And a lot of my friends, a lot of my people I know don't agree with that. I'm not even a person that really likes guns. I'm actually super fucking peaceful. I just want people to do well, period, unless you're just a piece of shit. Then I don't give a fuck about you. But if you're a good person, you just want to better your life, I want the best things for you, whatever that means.
Well, I don't think anybody could give you hell for that.
Oh, fuck that. They do. They're like, fuck these fucking foreigners and all this shit. And I'm like, they just want to live. They just want to be happy.
Yeah, those people you just got to turn off, man.
It's my parents. I can't do that.
It's hard sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like they're different. They're cut from a different like crop though. They're different from me. Also, I mean, my mother is right in a little bit because she's like, Casey, if you lived a different life, you probably wouldn't think this way. Okay, that's true. But I did live that life, so this is the way I think.
Exactly.
Like,
we've been going for a good while here. We're going to get ready to wrap it up. But
okay.
since you bring up your folks, I want to end it with this story I remember about when we were younger.
Go ahead.
And it's so old. This story's 25 years old or more. And I might be wrong about it. I'm pretty sure I'm dead on. What was your father's name?
Danny. Walter Danny King. He's great.
Yeah. Woo, Danny. That's right. So you remember Fred?
Fred Weeder.
Fred Weeder. They used to be fishing buddies and would hang out and do things from time to time.
Yeah.
So Fred, I don't remember if it was your dad and Fred or if I think we took them to your dad's house. They were fishing and seen a baby pig, wild boar, on the side of a bank on the lake where they were fishing. And one of these wild assholes jumped out and grabbed this baby boar and then took it. And I'm pretty sure we threw it in the back because Fred came and got me. I'm 7 years old. Comes, gets me and says, hey, we're going to take this pig over here and throw it in Danny's backyard.
Holy shit! I don't know.
Or your dad was in on it getting it. Here's what I'll answer. Did your dad have a English bulldog back in the day? Who was? Is somebody in their group? Your dad was with them when they got it. Then
that's probably what happened. Yeah.
When they got it then. But we threw it over his backyard fence, whoever it was, and it was lived right there on the hospital road in Jackson.
Oh, I don't know. Wait. So. Okay. My dad at one point did live in my uncle's house, my Uncle Beaver's house, and he lived in a house that's on the other side of Hospital Road. So like
on 42, I know you lived on. This wasn't the 42 house. I remember that.
Yeah. No, this is so like the long road where the old movie theater is. That road. So he lived on that road where the movie theater it goes around. Hospital Road goes behind that road.
Right.
So he lived in a house where the backyard faced Hospital Road. So it might have been my dad's yard.
It might have been.
But he had a fenced-in yard. He didn't have an English bulldog, but he did have a big fenced-in area. And the neighbors, I actually think, did have a bulldog.
So the pig he raises hell, and Fred's like, oh god damn it, we got to go get this pig. It's done tore his back door down and came in the house.
Oh shit, I don't know.
And so
I'm gonna ask him
and it's
about
just a little baby.
I'll literally ask him about it when I leave here.
I'm 7 years old, and they say, little Sydney, go get it. I chase this boar around the backyard, and I grab it by its back legs. And they said, just grab it by its back legs and drag his ass over here to the fence, and we're going to throw him in the back of the truck.
That's fucking wild.
7 years old, I grabbed that motherfucker, and it started shaking, and it whooped my ass all the way over. I don't know how I got it, but I've always had that. Anytime over the years I think about you or think about him, that pig comes in my head.
He's never told me that story, but honestly, it's a possibility. My dad was a fun guy.
Either the pig went on to him or he helped get the pig.
He probably was one of the people that helped get it. Him and Fred used to do everything together. He married Fred's wife's sister, Bobby.
I remember that.
And he was in that whole family for a while. That's what I told him
whenever it was all happening, because that was.
I literally told him, I think the last time I even saw Sid face to face, you were dating Shayna.
God damn. That's like fucking.
I know.
Grade school.
That's what I told him. I was like, I don't think I've seen him since like he dated Shayna Weeder, my dad's friend's like daughter.
Yeah.
Which you were maybe 15, 16 at the time.
No, dude, way younger.
Really?
Way younger.
Okay, I guess I don't understand how people can date that young because I didn't date anyone that young. But hey,
We weren't our parents were friends.
Oh, that's okay.
So we would
makes
all.
more sense.
So
That
I
makes
would.
more
We
sense.
would smooch it up a little bit.
That makes a lot more sense. If you're family friends, you hung out together. So yeah, I got you. That makes sense a lot.
But yeah.
Danny's a good guy. I love him to death. I treasure him. He deserves better than I've treated him for a lot of his life. He's done shit for me that literally you should never ask a parent to have to do. He's a great guy. I love him to death. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday, Danny.
All right. Well, that being said, happy birthday, Danny. It's been another episode of Talking Shit with Sid, Casey King.
What's up?
Give out your YouTube or your Instagram.
It's Casey King FBTT. I think there's an underscore in there, but if you can't find the YouTube there, on Instagram, it's 100% like Casey King FBTT. If you just search Casey King, I'm the one that pops up. What up? So yeah, CASEYKING. Love you all. You're great.
Right and roll. Fucking Sid Howell presents. Stick with us. Check it out. Thanks a lot.
Good stuff.
Man.
It's fun.
Great,
Oh, that's wrong. You got to anyone that young, but hey,
we weren't our parents were friends.
Oh, that's okay.
So we would all. So we would smooch it up a little bit.
That makes a lot more sense. If you're family friends, you hung out together. So yeah, I got you. That makes sense a lot.
But yeah.
Danny's a good guy. I love him to death. I treasure him. He deserves better than I've treated him for a lot of his life. He's done shit for me that literally you should never ask a parent to have to do. He's a great guy. I love him to death. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday, Danny.
Right. All right. Well, that being said, happy birthday, Danny. It's been another episode of Talking Shit with Sid, Casey King.
What's up?
Give out your YouTube or your Instagram.
It's Casey King FBTT. I think there's an underscore in there, but if you can't find the YouTube there, on Instagram, it's 100% like Casey King FBTT. If you just search Casey King, I'm the one that pops up. What up? So yeah, CASEYKING. Love you all. You're great.
Right and roll. Fucking Sid Howell presents. Stick with us. Check it out. Thanks a lot.
Good stuff.
Man.
It's fun. Oh, that's wrong. You got to